Well, every state needs a voice. Bill O'Brien, please come on up here. And without that voice, your voice is not heard in the halls where they do the people's business. Many of you may or may not know that a speaker relies on the voices you send up there, because without your feedback, he, in this case, or she, will not know your wishes and will not know what to convey, but they also have to work within the legislative law, the laws, and the structures. So this is not a part-time job. It is a full-time commitment to serve all the people of the state, even those who may not have voted for him. And Bill O'Brien does that well. Bill O'Brien, your speaker.
Can I call this vote to order? You know, I've been looking forward to coming up here. This is such an exciting cruise, and things are so quiet these days in Concord. You know, it's just we just don't get a lot of action up there, and so I was looking for my excitement on this cruise tonight. Because, you know, we brought forward an evergreen repeal bill, we got it passed, so that's no longer a mandatory law that says we can't get rid of public employee contracts. And I didn't hear much about it. And then we passed a right to work bill. And you know, there again, you know, the governor vetoed it, but you know, I don't hear much about it from the other side. You know, we'll get to that at some point. We passed pension reform, and the House and the Senate has worked on that pension reform. And we're going to take that $3.7 billion unfunded liability, and we're starting to work it down now. We're going to bring our public pension system to a sustainable decline, to the point that we can, and when we get this passed, we can show you this is when it's going to be paid off. And you know, again, public employees, they didn't seem to appreciate that too much. We passed a constitutional amendment to return primary and secondary education, the definition of it, the funding of it to local towns where it's always been in New Hampshire. We're going to allow the legislature to target aid to communities that need it. But you know, my town of Mount Vernon, Bedford, Newcastle, sorry, pick up those towns, they don't need to take money from towns like Farmington and other towns and use it to educate their kids. We're going to give you an opportunity to do that. We're transforming government in New Hampshire. And one indication of that transformation is that the budget that we have passed out of the House and now they've passed out of the Senate, and we're going to fine-tune over the next couple of weeks in the committee of conference, has an 11% decline. Not because we're being heartless, but because there's been overspending for years and years, and we have to cut back government, and we have to return New Hampshire to what it has always been, a place where we turn to our families, our communities, and before we turn to government for solutions. Government is the place where, as a last resort, we turn to meet needs, not the first resort. We made some promises when we asked the people to vote for us last November, and we have fulfilled those promises. We're about halfway through the term. We have a lot of work to do. We've sent bills over to the Senate. We hope those bills eventually get out of the Senate, but we're going to continue to keep our promises, and we appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Before I get off, can I recognize our National Committee woman, Phyllis Woods. Phyllis is everywhere, not just leading up to 2010 for years and years, and always appreciated, Phyllis. Thank you.